Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another episode of this Piscean Reports. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you are having a fantastic day. Hopefully you're staying cool. Whew, it is hot, hot, hot. Europe is hot. The US is hot. At least where I'm at right now, we're under a heat advisory. I think it's supposed to get to 95, 96 today. Here, let me take that out so I can hear myself think. Look. All right. So, for those of you new to my channel, welcome aboard. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. All right. So I'm just going to make this a short little video. There was something that I was touching on yesterday. Was it yesterday, the day before? Anyway, I made another video, the last video that I made. I was talking about how I was going to the library and I didn't realize that Pride Fest was going on, and how I turned around at one point. I'm going up the steps to the library and I turn around and here's these people just enjoying themselves and trying to have a good time. And then there was energies that were around the perimeter of their activities, trying to, saying things that were not kind. Okay, I'll just be nice. They were saying some things that were not kind, not pleasant. And I remember saying, that we need to leave these people alone, and try to consider if it was the other way around, and you were wanting to have a get together and these people all showed up around the perimeter of your activities and was trying to sell you on being gay, like imagine, right? And I said, the bottom line, it was wrong. It's wrong to do that to these people, to try to force them into your box, your way of thinking and being and doing. It's wrong all day, But so I wanted to add a tiny little bit of extra something onto that particular subject, okay? It is said, hold on, there, it's a little off. It is said that we are fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God. And I'm like, okay, I can get with that, And here's my thing. I think we need to really take that into consideration. If that is the case, I have had conversations with people, with individuals, and I said, listen, this is just how they think. This is how they believe. This is their personal belief, and they are entitled to it. Okay? It may not resonate with your beliefs, but it is who they are, and it is what they think and what they feel and what they believe, and it really blows my mind that there are individuals who are, in essence, this is how I look at it. Anyone who is trying to tell these people to stop being who they are, to stop doing what they're doing, you are, in essence, trying to play God in someone else's life, And I want you to take this into consideration. The same God that lives and resides within you lives and resides within these people as well, those who are of the LGBTQ community. He resides within them too. Okay? If we are fearfully and wonderfully made in his image, the Father knew who these people were going to be when they came down, And you may not agree with it and you may not like it, but it is not for you to decide. It's not for you to decide that, because like I said, you are now in essence trying to play God, and the same God that resides within you resides within them. And so therefore, armed with that knowledge, you need to understand that you don't need to say anything to these people. You don't need to yell at them. You don't need to judge them. You don't need to tell them that they're going to hell. Because at the end of the day, the Father that resides within you resides within them, and the Father that resides within them will tell them. We'll tell them this is wrong and you shouldn't be this and you shouldn't do this. Trust. If for nothing else, trust. If you believe that we are made in the image of God. God knew what he was doing when he put this person down here. Okay, he knew what challenges they were going to face. Or if not the Father, then I personally feel, I've been reading about spirituality, and they say that our spirit team, we have come from other worlds. Okay, however you want to look at it, whether you could say the Father, you could say, these otherworldly individuals, we are all here. The bottom line, we are here. And it is wrong for someone to go to someone you're playing God. You are playing God in someone else's life, and you're thinking you are perfectly within your right to go and tell somebody how to think and feel and believe. Because it doesn't match up with the way you think and feel and believe. And that's wrong. That's wrong. Like, who are you to tell someone else how they should be because it rubs you the wrong way? God exists in them like he does in you. And I am really sure, I'm almost positive that our Father is not tapping somebody on the shoulder and saying, listen, John and Roy and Bob and, Karen, I'm really busy right now. So I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go over there and tell those people that they're going to go to hell if they don't stop doing what they're doing. I'm so sure that our Father is not doing that. I'm sure. I just feel like it's rubbing you the wrong way, and therefore you feel like you have the right to go over and tell someone else how to live their life. And that's wrong. Also consider this. How do you not know, or not even not know, how do you know that these people are not presented in this world to teach you tolerance? I look at it like this. These are very unique people. These are very different people. They are, some of them, not all, but some are just that one. They're extra shiny. They're extra bubbly. They're extra. I look at that like, consider that maybe they are the flying unicorns in human form. Okay? And here they come, and they're in this world, and they shine different, and they sparkle different, and they're just different in every conceivable way. And maybe where you grew up shining like that just wasn't right. We've never seen unicorns in our neck of the woods, and we don't understand. And that's not right. That can't be. According to my book, that's wrong. Okay, that's according to your book. Okay, that's what a book is telling you. God is not telling you that. You are reading that. I am reading, and in this book it tells me that this is wrong, and this is this, and this is that, and therefore I have the right to go over and tell these people that what they're doing is wrong. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's the God that resides within you, resides within them. And if the God that is within them has not said anything to them, what gives you the right to do it? What makes you think it's okay for you to come up and say that, and for you to tell them they're going to go to hell, and for you to tell them it's a sin, and for you to essentially ruin someone's day or their weekend or their festivity because you don't agree with it? And like I said yesterday, take into consideration that, let's say you wanted to have a festival where it was all about your beliefs, and these same people saw you and knew that you were going to have this get together, this I've seen Christian Day at the ballpark. That's a perfect example. Christian Day at the ballpark. And the ballpark is filled to the brim with Christians, and there's great music, and and someone who'll come and speak about, God and Christ, and it's a beautiful thing, right? But if they want to now turn around and have a day for pride. This is who we are. We would like to have a day at the ballpark. Christians get to have a day at the ballpark. Why can't we have a day at the ballpark? You don't have to attend. Maybe, like, in the same way, someone who is of that community doesn't have to attend that Christian thing. You don't have to attend their day at the ballpark. You see what I mean? It's just, I really think we need to rethink some things. Allow other people to be who they are. Do you agree with it? Maybe not. Maybe not. Do I agree with it? It's not for me to agree or disagree with. Like I said, the same God that resides within me resides within them. And don't you're taking on this crusade. Like, God would want me to tell you you're wrong, and God would want me to tell you you're going to hell, and God would want me to tell you. God can tell him himself. He doesn't need you. I'm just saying. I'm really think that everything about that is wrong. And just like I said, you are allowed to be and think and do and live your life how you see fit. Someone else should be allowed to do the same, whether you agree with it or not. It's not for you to make that judgment call. They ultimately will have to answer to the same Father that you do. So just let them be who they are. Let them do what they're going to do. They will have to answer in the end. If they are getting up and they're going to work and they're being professional and friendly and they're paying their taxes and they're living their lives and they're not causing any troubles within the community, they're not running amok in the street and doing things and robbing and raping and the whole nine, then they have a right to exist just like you do. As simple as that. And I think that, like I said, for all you know, the Most High has taught it has brought these individuals into your world to teach you tolerance, to teach you that he wants a colorful world, a world where not everybody's the same, not everybody looks the same, not everybody thinks the same, not everybody acts the same. We're all just here mixing and mingling and experiencing each other, and it would go a lot easier and a lot better if we just look at the other person and say, that's who they are. That's who that one is, and if you don't like the way they are, then don't hang around them. Don't talk to them. Don't, you know what I mean? Nobody's forcing you to. But they certainly have a right to be and exist in this world just like you. And the same God that resides within you resides within them. And consider that. Instead of trying to force your beliefs down someone's throat, accept that the God that lives within them will deal with them. He doesn't need your help in any way. Last time I checked, God didn't need me to go run over and tell somebody what to do. You know what I mean? God's got it covered, as long as they're not doing anything wrong, they're not stealing, robbing, raping, murdering, doing anything foul, but just existing and being, and they just happen to do things different in the bedroom, but they're still out here in the world smiling, shining, making a difference. That should be the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters. All right, I'm just going to leave that there. I just want to give you guys a tiny little message. Acceptance. Because someone isn't doing what you think that they should be doing doesn't mean that you have the right to go in and tell them how they should think and be and do and exist. God's got them covered. God's got them covered. If I need to change their heart, I will change it. I don't need you to come a-running and ruin everything about their day and their world just because you don't like it. Okay, that's that. Love, forgive, patience, tolerance. Okay? Not everybody's here We're all just trying to do the best we can in this world. We're all of us just trying to do the best we can with what we're given, you know, with how we're feeling, how we're thinking. Trust that the Father's got that, you know, and if the Father hasn't done anything to him, then maybe you shouldn't either, you know. Okay, that's that message. I'm gonna get out of here. I had one more message that I was thinking about, and I'm gonna speak on that as well. All right. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time on the next video. You take care. Think about that. It's not your job. It's not your job to tell someone else how to live and be and think and do. That's the Father's job. And consider that you are in actuality trying to play God. And that's God's job, not your job. All right, I'm going to go. Talk to you later. Bye.